Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel, General Hospital Diaries. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more detailed videos. General Hospital suggests that Michael, Corinthos, and Jacinda might be headed straight into a storm they never anticipated, one that could explode into a double arrest after a questionable alibi begins to crumble under pressure. What started as an attempt to protect someone they care about could spiral into a situation where both Michael and Jacinda are forced to answer for decisions made in the heat of the moment. And if the PCPD starts pulling apart their story, the consequences may hit these two harder than they ever expected. Rumors indicate that Michael has been skating on thin ice for a while, juggling secrets, stress, and the ever-present Corinthos family tension. Despite trying to keep his distance from the darker side of Port Charles crime, Michael has repeatedly found himself caught between loyalty to his family and doing what's legally or morally right. That internal conflict may be exactly what pushes him into dangerous territory when it comes to Jacinda, someone who's been hovering around the edges of current investigations with just enough mystery to make the police curious. Jacinda's involvement in recent events is still clouded with uncertainty, but many viewers believe she knows far more than she lets on. Whenever the police start asking the wrong questions, she suddenly seems to have the right answers that end up protecting someone else while placing herself in the line of fire. And if she leaned on Michael for support, confidence, or advice during a stressful moment, it could explain how an alibi started forming in the first place. Unfortunately for them, alibis only work when the details line up perfectly, and Port Charles detectives are famous for spotting inconsistencies. Speculation hints that the PCPD may review timestamps, witness statements, and electronic records that contradict Michael and Jacinda's account of where they were and what they were doing. Even small gaps in their story could fuel suspicions. If the police sense that they coordinated their statements, that's all it takes for the investigation to turn. Once an officer believes someone is lying, the focus shifts from the original crime to the lie itself. And in this case, the lie could be large enough to trigger charges related to obstruction or providing false information. One of the biggest problems for Michael is that he has a history of stepping in at the wrong time for the wrong reasons. Whether it's protecting Willow, safeguarding his children, or trying to keep Sunny out of trouble, Michael often ends up involved in situations he should have avoided. If he thought Jacinda needed help and acted impulsively, it could be used against him. And if the detectives sense hesitation, discomfort, or shifting details, they will keep pushing until something slips. Michael is smart, but he's also emotional, and that combination makes him vulnerable when under pressure. Jacinda, on the other hand, might be operating from a place of fear. Her sudden appearance in Port Charles already raised eyebrows, and rumors suggest that she has a past she'd rather not revisit. If she believes someone she cares about could be implicated in something serious, she might choose to mislead the authorities in an attempt to protect them. But the moment she involves Michael, the stakes rise dramatically. The Corinthos surname alone is enough to make any investigation more intense, and the police often assume something bigger is happening when one of Sunny's children is involved. If the detectives discover the alibi doesn't hold up, the situation could escalate quickly. Both Michael and Jacinda may face tough questioning, and once they're separated in different rooms, it becomes harder for their stories to match. The police are trained to detect stress responses, and even if the pair rehearse their answers, cracks could form fast. Michael might start worrying about how this affects his family, while Jacinda could panic about exposing her own secrets. When fear rises, people make mistakes, and those mistakes can lead directly to handcuffs. Some viewers believe that this fallout might be connected to a larger storyline involving recent crimes or suspicious events in Port Charles. If someone else committed a serious offense and Michael and Jacinda unintentionally helped cover their tracks, even without knowing the entire truth, the PCPD won't differentiate between intentional and accidental deception. The law is clear: lying to police is still lying, and offering a false alibi is a chargeable offense. That's why fans are whispering that a double arrest may be coming, one that catches these two completely off guard. If the police decide to move forward, the arrest scene could be dramatic. Michael, always trying to maintain control, would likely attempt to stay calm, insisting that there's a misunderstanding. But once the cuffs tighten, everything changes. Suddenly he's no longer the calm, collected businessman of Port Charles. He's someone fighting to keep his life from falling apart in front of his family. The people who rely on him, Willow, the kids, even Sunny, could be watching the fallout in disbelief. And Willow, who has already endured endless turmoil, might struggle with the idea that Michael lied to the police, even if he claimed his intentions were noble. Jacinda's reaction could be even more intense. Whether she breaks down, lashes out, or tries to negotiate her way out of the situation, her arrest may reveal a side of her personality that audiences haven't seen yet. And if she slips during interrogation and reveals why she truly provided the false information, it might expose a completely new layer to the storyline. She could be protecting someone unexpected. She could be hiding a past crime of her own. Or she could be covering for someone who manipulated her into silence. The real drama begins. Any of these possibilities, legal consequences could follow, with the district attorney pushing for accountability. Even if neither Michael nor Jacinda committed the original crime, the act of lying becomes its own legal battle. Michael has the resources to hire powerful attorneys, but that doesn't guarantee a swift fix. His reputation could take a hit, affecting his family and even his standing in the corporate world. Meanwhile, Jacinda may not have the same support system or legal protection, making her far more vulnerable to harsher outcomes. The emotional fallout will also ripple across Port Charles. Characters who were already suspicious of Jacinda might feel validated, while others who trusted her may feel betrayed. Michael's loved ones might rally around him, but they may also question his judgment and wonder why he risked so much for someone he barely knows. This tension could lead to arguments, damaged relationships, and even shifting alliances. Willow may try to understand, but she could also reach her limit after so many crises involving Michael's choices. All of this builds toward a potential turning point. If Michael and Jacinda realize their choices have spiraled beyond control, they may be forced to reveal the truth, not just to the police, but to their loved ones. They might confess what really happened the night their alibi falls apart, who they were trying to protect, and why they thought lying was the only option. This confession could change everything, exposing new motives and creating ripple effects that alter current storylines. Whether they end up facing charges, negotiating plea deals, or receiving unexpected support, the damage may already be done. Their reputations could suffer, their relationships could fracture, and the truth could ignite new conflicts across Port Charles. For now, all signs point toward Michael and Jacinda stepping into a legal nightmare that might cost them far more than they ever imagined. And as the investigation continues, fans can't help but wonder whether the truth will save them or destroy them both. Come back to our channel for all your updates. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.